Yes, this is Azizul Maksud. Today I'm with another exciting project with explaining two-tier application deployment automation using GitLab CI/CD. So, as a DevOps engineer, you must have to know the CI/CD. Not only DevOps engineer, for specifically backend and frontend. If you guys working with that, also the full stack, you must have to know the CI/CD. And if you know the GitLab CI/CD, then it will be very much easy for you to do in your real life. Here, everything in my channel, I shared which one I'm working from my real life. Nothing fairy, nothing else, anything else imitated. This is my YouTube. So if you like to know AWS DevOps engineering, I started this AWS DevOps engineer from here. Three-tier deployment with VPC, Nginx, load balancer, auto scaling. Then S3 has come, S3 has 2, Nginx with Docker 1, 2, then Docker Swarm here. Then Kubernetes is bigger. This is started from here, then this one, then this one, then this one, this one, this one, this one, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. Then also specifically I made the three-tier architecture end-to-end AWS project with Kubernetes, then using the Prometheus Grafana, the monitoring. So I am adding today the CI/CD deployment with GitLab CI/CD. My project roadmap is like that. The theories of GitLab CI/CD, then I'll create a bastion host, then automate the installation of the prerequisite AWS CLI, kubectl, eksctl with a shell script. Then I'll create a Kubernetes cluster, then import two-tier CI/CD project into your GitLab account, and then add the DockerHub credentials and AWS CLI credentials into the GitLab project. I will add the backend deployment, backend service, frontend deployment, and frontend service YAML files in the deployment directory. So deployment directory has deployment and service for backend deployment, backend service, for frontend deployment and frontend service. So deployment directory should have deployment and service, these two kinds of things in the YAML. Then I'll write a .gitlab-ci.yml file. Then I'll create two stages for the building and deployment. Then create jobs for the stages to automate the GitLab CI/CD pipeline. Then view at last the two-tier application deployment using the GitLab CI/CD in action. And my this is my GitHub. So in my GitHub repositories, I'm using the paste repo here. And first of all, I'm creating the bastion. So for the bastion, I have to create one extra EC2 instance. I'm taking Ubuntu, then free tier T2 micro. Already I have the keep here. If you don't have, please add. Then it should be enabled auto assign public IP. Then I have the existing, the default one, it has the all traffic. So yeah, it's a simple one, and it should be pending. Yeah, it's still pending, but I'm taking the public IP, and with the mobile extrum session SSH public IP username Ubuntu private key. Already I have 3 tiers. It's taking a bit time. Yeah, making some bigger, and I'm creating vim install.sh. I'll pass here shell script. So here, from here, then just paste here, right click, So first of all, it should be sudo apt update and sudo apt -y full upgrade. Remember, please, for specifically Kubernetes or eksctl, you have to have the full upgrade. Without full upgrade, if you write only upgrade, something is missing. So this is from my personal experience I'm sharing with you. And sudo apt install unzip. I have to install unzip first because I have to unzip this zip file. This zip file, AWS CLI v2.zip. I have to unzip this one. So after installing, then I have to do the curl command for AWS CLI installation. Then unzip. Then it should be installed there in this location. Then after that, I will just rm-fr means actually this file, the zip file will be just cleared. Also AWS file. Same way, kubectl installation I'll do here. Here is the curl command. Everything is here. I explained also earlier video. If you like, please go there. So here, this is simple very. Now see here, ls install.sh. So here I have to change the cs mode. Change mode plus x. I have to do the execution. See, now install.sh is the color is changed. Earlier was there is no color, just a simple white. So now I have to execute this one, install.sh. Yes, now this is executable. It's taking a bit time. Okay. Yes, at last this is done. It's showing okay. So I'm now I have to see the AWS version, kubectl version, eksctl version. Okay, AWS version 3 Python 3 11 is here, and AWS CLI 2.17.13. So remember, this is one of the question for interview. AWS CLI depends upon which one, Python or Java? Okay, it was one of my interview question, because Java people, Java is older, Java is mother of Python, you know. So people think that it should be Java. No, AWS CLI depends upon Python. Okay, then also the Linux. So I am using the Ubuntu, so this is the Linux one. Okay, so basically Python must be. Then this is the client version is here for kubectl version 1.30, and at last the eksctl. So eksctl version v5. Actually the eksctl version is showing 0.187. So 0.18. After 0.18, everything is good for me. This is the latest one. Okay, now I have to do the AWS configure. AWS configure. So for AWS configure, it's asking for access key ID. I have to create a user. It should be in my AWS CLI here in the IAM. I have already users, but I am creating for you guys one more user, like gitlab-ci.yml user. I'm creating here. Attach policy directly. I'm giving the highest one. This is also interview question. Which one is the highest attach policy? It was one of my interview questions. Administrative access for anything. This is the highest one. So administrative access not given for everybody. Okay, create user. Here, this one I have created today. gitlab-ci.yml users. So I need the security credential from here. Security credential, which one? I need the access key. Remember, here is the access key, right? So should be access key, not other thing. Create access key. Okay, for which one? Command line interface, CLI. I have to confirm. Okay, then just create access key. And in the real life, in the project, you have to download this CSV file, .csv file, and you have to keep in the secret location. But here, after this demo, I will just manage this one. So no need this one to save for me, just for the demo purpose copying from here. Okay, access key ID is copied. Now secret one I'm showing you guys, no worries. Okay, after demo I will just make it vanish. Default region name, default region, remember which one is your default region? This is important. New tab. So which one is my default region? Here is also DevOps, you can see here. This is showing global, but my where is my EC2? My EC2 in the Northern Virginia, right? US East 1. So my default region is US East -1. And output format, remember guys, output format with which one? JSON. Industry using JSON mostly. So also my all the project without JSON I never used anything else. So this guys is the interview question also for AWS configure. Which one you needed? 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 guys you have to say in the interview. Okay, it's very easy thing. Now let's see it's working or not at AWS S3 LS, just to check in purpose. Yes, it's working because in my S3 I have this bucket, I have this bucket, I have this bucket. It's working good. Okay, now I have to create a cluster.yaml file. So cluster.yaml file I have to create with vim command, vim cluster.yaml. I'm creating to create the cluster. I have now eksctl, I have now kubectl, I have now AWS configure is done. Also this is upgraded. So these things are your prerequisites for the to create the AWS eksctl cluster. Okay, so here I have pasted here. You can see in my page repo also. You can see my page repo cluster config. You can see here cluster config I have given in details, but I'm using in the shorter version for the demo purpose. Here the kind is cluster config, then metadata name, and I have given the name like July 24 case for today. This is the July month. Then node group, ng1 I have given. Instance type t2.medium. My desired capacity is 3. Volume size normal 20. And IAM, entity access management with OIDC. Guys, remember this is also interview question for EKS cluster. In the cluster.yaml you have to have which one specifically? IAM and add-ons. IAM should be OIDC should be true. Add-ons, in the add-ons you have to have AWS EBS CSI driver, Elastic Block Service, that CSI driver it should be had here in the add-on, and it should be also CSI controller should be true. This one should be true, this one should be true. This is the YAML format, normal. If you work too much, if you practice too much, then it will be very much easy for you for the interview. I am suggesting you guys, please do practice. Whatever you are doing practice, you can speak in the interview. Okay, now I am creating eksctl create cluster -f means format, then cluster.yaml. I have created this one, right? So see, after this command I will never use the eksctl, just I will use the kubectl to call any node, anything else. This is interesting because when you know something is bought, like iPhone, if you buy the iPhone and if you customize the iPhone in your name, okay, then just you buying iPhone one time, just like you eksctl just using just customized, you know, the kubectl, then everything is eksctls. This is interesting, and it will take lots of times. CloudFormation stack waiting for it should be working at least 15 minutes it will be taken. And let's see, here I can go there, CloudFormation, yes, this guy is creating eksctl July 24 EKS cluster. See, First is eksctl, then the name July 24 I have used to eks, then cluster. So name is the in between of these two, eksctl and cluster. This is also interview question for sometimes to check you if you really worked with eksctl or not. What is the name in the stack? So stack in name is coming like this. And one more thing, I can see the eksctl. I think it's still not here. Maybe eksctl or eks. Okay. It takes sometimes a bit. Oh, it's already creating. It's here. Here's the name. Real name is here. In the case Amazon Elastic Query Service is showing the creating. Okay, support standard support until July 28. Okay, provided EKS is showing creating. Still nothing is shown up. It's coming. So also it should be creating first VPC, because without VPC, yes, it has two VPC. That means it's creating the VPC. This is my default one. This is the eksctl July 24 EKS cluster. This is the name first, then the VPC is coming. It's already available showing. So we can see the resource map. I will suggest you guys, please see the resource map first for the VPC. VPC is the very basic thing, skeleton of your project. So here is first come from here. Still a network connection to other networks, still creating. Actually net gateway has two private, also public has two public. Okay, is to 1B 1C, two edges. So this is okay, this is the net. So this is the public, private. This is the private. Okay, this is public, this is public. So for the net takes times, net gateway. Oh wow, my internet is so faster. It's already created, available. That's good. Okay, so I'm now pausing because it will take times for 15 minutes. I'm coming back. Yes, it's taking still lots of times. To save the time, I'm just starting the gitlab.com. If you don't have the gitlab.com, you can go here, gitlab.com, and then just sign in from your account. It's easy very much. Then from project, new project, I'm importing the project, and it should be in the import section. You can do import many way. This is GitLab export, Bitbucket, cloud, Fogbus, manifest file. I'm doing repository by URL. So which one should be my repository? My repository, I'm using my this git CI/CD GitLab, this one. Okay, just copy it. Okay. Oh, it should be publicly accessible. This is publicly accessible, visibility. And should not use this one. Project name, CI/CD GitLab. You can use this way. Okay, everything is good. URL, which one they have given, is okay. It's creating. Okay, it has created. It has taken everything from. Where is my, yeah. See here, backend, deployment, frontend, then gitlab-ci. So everything has been taken here. And make sure you have to do the settings. You have to go settings section, CI/CD. So here the variable, expand the variable, then add the variable. I'm adding which one? Variable actually should be masked, and protect variable on it, and I'm using the key first, AWS access key ID. So access key ID, can you remember which one? Still working. I have the access key ID here. Okay, this is the access key ID I have. Okay, then also should be maxed another one. It should be secret access key. No need ID here, just access key. Secret access keys here. Okay, add variable. So here is access key ID and secret access key is added here. Now I have to do AWS default region, this one. I'm using US East 1. It's done. And finally I am adding DockerHub password. So which one DockerHub? My DockerHub is here. This one is my DockerHub. The repository is here. So in my account has the account. So I need to use the password. So I'm using the password here. Yes guys, for security reason I did not show my password, So these 4 things, remember this is also interview question. For GitLab CI/CD, in the CI/CD variable, which variables are required? 4 variables: AWS access key ID, secret access key, these 2, default region, then DockerHub password. Very simple. If you practice more, it will be simpler more for you. Okay. Now go to the project, then edit in the web IDE. It's going to the VS Code. Okay, it has come here, the VS Code. In the CI/CD, GitLab has backend, frontend, deployment, 3 directories, and one more, gitlab-ci.yml. So these 4 things is needed for any GitLab CI/CD. And this is the industry practice. For the backend has app.py application, Python application. Here I'm using. Then Docker file. Then requirements.txt. This is the app.py. Already this is this Python application has been given from the developers. I'm not saying anything about this one. This is the Flask one. Then Docker file. I have added this Docker file. So this should be from Python. See here, this is app.py. This is Python, from Python 3.8 I'm using. Then workdir app. This is app.py, so work directory is app. And then copy requirements.txt, head the requirements.txt. Run command pip install -requirements.txt. So after copying, it should be running here. Then add everything. Okay, and expose 5000. Backend normally exposing 5000 port. Then cmd flask run space --host equals 0.0.0.0. This 4 zeros for IPv4. So please guys, please try to remember like this way, then it will be easier for you to say in the interviews, because interviewer is very much concerned about Docker file, very much concerned. So you have to remember everything, specifically the cmd file flask. If the flask is running, flask run -host equal for 0.0.0, because for IPv4 question is like that. For IPv4 to run the flask, which should be the cmd command, flask run space -host equal 4000 ... And requirement.txt, just flask is here. Okay, that's the from the backend, and frontend is here. Frontend has public index.html is here, logo, png logo using. So this is also the developers has created this one. Okay, then src source file, javascript, app.js. Okay, css.css, that means colors. Okay, these guys are for the actually the developers. They have given this code to me, just I'm deploying here, this is that work, day-to-day work for the DevOps guys. Then default.configuration, guys, remember, very important. Default.configuration is used in the front end. So default.configuration is making the connection with the backend. Very, very important. This is the interview question must be for the DevOps guys. How the front end makes connection with the backend. Default.configuration. It has a server. Server, then it's listening 80 port 80. This is not the secure. That's HTTP. Then under the port 80 here, the location root index.html is coming the location. Then location reverse. I have used the actually two location in my application there to show up. So reverser, then summation. In this location space slash reverser, had a proxy pass http :/ python backend service. See here, this is the front end, right? Here the python backend service 5000. This is the backend, has the python, right? So it is actually connecting with the proxy pass. Proxy pass is residing in the default.configuration. Very much important. Okay, then in the error page, if the problem in the server side, then it should be 500. Anything else 504, 503, 502, 500 for the server side. And location, yes. And the client side is the 400. So server side, that means that this is the server, right? This is the front end has the server. So front end has the server, that means front end has the error side is 500. Anything else, that is the 500. This is also interview question. If the 500 error coming, 502, 503, 504, normally 503 is coming too much. Then which one is the location of this error? What's the problem? Which side, front end or back end? It should be the front end. If it is coming the 400, that's the back end, client side. Okay guys, so this is the front end one. Okay, then finally .gitlab-ci.yml. remember, here the dot is first. This is specifically for the GitLab file. GitLab convention is like that. Here I am saying the stages. Here is just build and deploy. Normally it may have also test, build, test, deploy. You can add more stages. So prod, pre-prod, like that. More stages you can add, whatever your manager asking or your project requires. Then first build section, Docker build backend. So build stage backend image, Docker latest services, Docker :dint script, then Docker build -t, that means tag backend. Script is like that, Docker tag backend as usual to go /3-tier backend latest. I am actually using this one, as usual to go /3-tier backend is the front end, is the backend. So this is the latest one, latest version I'm using. Okay, then echo the password, DockerHub password I have given, then Docker login -user is as usual to go, then -- password standard in. Then it should be push build, then push. This is the interview question also. When should we push the Docker image, before or after build? You should after build. Okay, it's easy. Okay, then push the same thing, here the same thing you are pushing after creating this image, just pushing. So image creation you have to have the password also. Login, you should be login with the password. So this is the credentials. Already I have given this credential in my account, it's all right. Then like the front end, same Then coming deploy section, stage is deploy. So deploy section has come the this is the bear engineer / AWS CLI hyphen kubectl. This is the convention command. Then dependencies, Docker build backend. Then script, AWS script section is very much important. AWS EKS update kubeconfig space -- region US East 1. You can use your region, whatever you are using, Pacific or Euro or South Africa, either way, Canada. Then -- name, I'm using name that my EKS name is July 24 EKS. Then ls space -l deployment. It will find out the deployments. Which deployments? These deployments. See here, .gitlab-ci.yml connecting deployments. This deployment whichever has, and this deployment connected, the deployment folder connected backend and frontend. Very interesting. Okay, making very much simpler, guys. CI/CD is not so hard. Just first you have to have the backend frontend. Backend frontend is connected in the deployments. Then deployment is connected with .gitlab-ci.yml, and running, finally running, you will do the push this .gitlab-ci.yml file. Okay, very easy thing. It was really so hard for me first. Now I am feeling easy because I'm practicing. If you practice more, it will be easy for you. So then is the command kubectl get nodes, then change mode 644, CS mode 644 is given this file. And why this is 644, I said in my shell scripting there. You can see there, or I think most of the guys knows. If you don't know, please watch back my other videos. Then this is the deployment file, has backend deployment. Okay, this is the backend, also service. Deployment file has the deployment and service, two YAML or kinds. Then kubectl apply -f. So this is the after having the permission, the change mode has the permission. Then you have to apply the whole thing. Apply which one? Deployment.yaml and service.yaml. These two things. Then if anything problem, then the rollout, restart deployment Python backend service. Same way of front end. So I think I showed you guys the deployment one, I think. So backend deployment here, first I'm showing you. So backend deployment, kind deployment. Here is yes, kind deployment, Python backend service name. I have given 3 replicas. Why 3 replicas, guys? Is it now done? Okay. Oh, it's ready now. Good. Control C, Control L, kubectl get nodes. Wow, this 3. Why this 3? Get cluster.yaml. See here, desired capacity is 3. So here is 3 IPs. Okay. Let's recheck our here instance. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Bastion I created earlier. Here is 3. So here, after creating this 3, now I am deploying. Deploying how many replicas? 3 is very important. Why this is 3 here? So then template. Okay, template section, spec. I have explained everything in my Kubernetes section. I'm saving sometimes. Also the container. So backend as usual to go 3-tier backend latest. Container is here. This one. Okay. It's the same way. Backend should have the service. Kind is service. Metadata name is coming. Metadata just name. Okay. Then speculation. This is the type node port. Here the spec is node port in the service. Here the spec is lots of things, replicas, templates. So it's coming like that. Deployment, but service has a spec. I'm using just the node port, type node port. Node port has the using 5000 for the backend service. Then selector is app Python backend service. Which one is selector? The name which one is used here, that one is selector. This is the backend service. So front-end deployment, same way, replica is 3. So front-end deployment, same way. In the spec section has the container has the image, this image, the front-end, this image. Okay, and container port is AD, that means HTTP. Our Nginx container is the AD. Okay, then service. So after creating the deployment file, then the automatically coming the service. Kind of service spec node port. So yes, the target port is 80, but extra node port is given 30,006. I have just given here. If I don't give anything else, then it will create automatically 30,000 to 32,700 something. This is the convention or real time demo or found the node port. So node port is reside specifically in the front-end service. Front-end service we are connecting. So node port is like that. Okay guys, this one is ready, I think, almost. Okay. Now this is good also here. It's working, showing everything is good. The gitlab-ci. I'm giving the version 1 here. Same way I'm giving here. This is the front end, back end. It should also change version 1. I'm using here the back end first, then front end. Backend version 1. Version 1. Control S, save. That means it's ready for commit. First commit to main. Okay, go to the project. Let's see. Here the icon. CI/CD GitLab. Okay, build and deploy. These 2 stages. And the jobs for 2 stages has 4 jobs. Okay. So if you see the pipeline, build and deploy. 4 jobs means, see here, 2 stages. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 jobs. It's working. And if I do refresh my DockerHub, oh, good. Less than a minute. That means backend Docker push is done. Version 1. A few seconds ago. See guys. So push is done. Backend push. Now waiting for front end. Front end still not. But let's see here. Job succeeded. Already shown up. Okay. Oh, all are done. Good news, guys. Wow. That means now I'm doing here refresh. Front end 1 minute ago. Front end also done. Wow, good. You know, CI/CD in the deployment team, CI/CD always problem. Always, it's coming problem always. It's my first attempt done. That's good. So version 1 within a minute ago. That means right now this is done. So my front end and back end both are DockerHub push is done. And here deployment, back end and front end both deployment is succeeded. Always recheck like this, job succeeded. If it's showing like that, then also good. Or you can see also here the front end one, right side, succeeded. So make sure jobs are succeeded. If not succeeded, then it will come the red color. Passed, passed, passed. Oh my goodness, this is very good feeling for the DevOps engineers. Okay, now if succeeded, then I'm taking just one node. I have to deploy, right? Security. So security group should be all public in edit inbound. See here, it's showing all traffic, but source. Source is not IPv4, guys. Source is another security group. Okay, this is very much crucial in the real time for the new guys. I had lots of problems with this one. So just make cleanup. Okay, then all traffic, custom IPv4, save roles. Same way, go to the another security group is here. Not only one, edit roles. See here, this one is HTTPS and custom IP. Okay, if anything, not any specific roles from your manager, just all traffic, IPv4 anywhere. Okay, now why showing one? It should be 4. Yes. Okay, this is also important, guys. I said everything in my another video. Okay, guys, so I have out of 3 nodes, I have taken this node, right? So here in the details section has the public IPv4 address, control V, colon. Now guys, remember which one should be in the front end, backend deployment, front end service. Say front end service 30,006, right? 30,006. I'm copying this node port. I have to add this node port here, 30,006. This node port. Enter. Yes, it's not good. It has come here. So if I write anything here, submit, reverse number, and also the submit for submission, it's working. 37, reverse number, both are working. Oh, this is the CI/CD completed. Why this is here, reverse number and submission? I said you guys earlier. The backend, actually the front end. Front end default.conf. Can you remember reverser summation? So this reverser summation has been linked by the proxy pass with the front end and back end. Backend has this, of course, stored. Then the front end is connected here like this. Okay, my React app is now working good. You can try again one more time. Submit, reverse number, last 2156 like this. This one submit, 58 into now. Oh, it's good. CI/CD. It's midnight here in the Ohio, so I have to stop now. Let's see with my next one. Next one, I am planning to start the Terraform as a part of AWS DevOps engineer, and after Terraform, I'll do the Ansible one. So after Ansible, I have lots of planning for AWS DevOps engineering, also Linux, Bash, also Golang, object-oriented programming, the basic thing, object-oriented programming in Python, object-oriented programming in Java. I will teach you guys, or I'll share actually, not teaching, share my experience with object-oriented programming. So language is not so tough. If you learn only the object-oriented programming, I learned first in the Java, then Python. Python is baby to Java, you know. Then Golang something different. but same thing is coming: compile time, runtime, compile time, runtime, if else, you know. So I plus plus, everything is coming the same way, statements. Okay guys, see you next time. Thank you very much.